Welcome to another episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, aka Tony Melbourne, aka Mr. Mirror on the Wall. Who is the prettiest of them all? Me. And you know how it goes. Hopefully all of y'all said the rest. Call and response in this bitch. I'm joined with Ash, Just Charles. You know, we here. He still got the new mic. We ain't got no new mic. He don't care about us. It's fine. We're not going to talk about it. We just going to move on. How's y'all weekend, man?
Brings it up and says he's not going to talk about it. That's gaslighting.
We aren't going to. No. What I said, I didn't say I'm not going to talk about it. I said we aren't going to talk about it.
We includes you.
No, I meant we as a group weren't going to talk about it.
Anyway.
As a we. How are y'all?
Okay. I'm okay. I've been on my Pip Chronicle still. And those pips help me become a better businesswoman. So shout out to the ism right now. Because I really respect it. Yeah. This one, Grandmaster Virgil came on. It made me realize something. That I'm a fucking pip. And this motherfucking game I'm about to drop on y'all gonna be so smooth. I had to keep my focus. They taught me how to keep my focus. Theirs was on they pimping. Mine's is on my business. And it's the same fucking principles.
I respect that.
Oh, I understand now. So they gave me a new vote of confidence. And I'm really glad I got to watch the OGs talk about their life.
What about you, Charles?
Oh, there's really hasn't been too much anything going on in terms of concurrent things. So I've just been kind of chilling.
Any weekend plans?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, Ash has a wonderful show about
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
The Tate debate.
Shut up. Andrew Tate. Social media extraordinaire has now been banned on all platforms, I believe.
Ain't social media extraordinaire no more.
All platforms. I don't know what you did, my G, but you ain't on none of them.
I don't know how you got blacklisted from
I don't know how you get blacklisted from
It's like you probably can't even get a profile on Grindr.
Man. The homie is been man, but whether you agree with that or not, I don't think it should happen. Only because technically free speech and all that bullshit, but I guess it's their platform, they rules, can't really do nothing about it. Andrew Tate has shocked fame over recent months thanks to his brand of male-targeted self-help. His content is widely shared on YouTube and TikTok and regularly attains millions of views from like-minded people. However, much of his subject matter is controversial and offensive. Some of it downright hateful. Here's the first one that I like to talk about because he goes through masculinity. This one funny as fuck to me. I don't know how to administer CPR. However, I will not administer CPR unless you're a hot female. If you're some fat dude and you just had a heart attack and I don't really know you, you're gonna die. No, not even if you're a friend. If you're my friend, you just can't be a pussy. Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. Fuck's wrong with you? Go to the hospital later. Have a drink, cigarette, a cup of coffee, get back in the game. Fuck having heart attacks near me, you little pussy. Don't this nigga.
You know, this level of stuff.
Oh, that was so fucking funny.
I do. Is it weird that I think that some of these people are somewhat necessary? So that means people can that means you can know how stupid some people are. So that means when they can share a video, you know to steer clear of them.
That's some cold shit. That's some cold-blooded shit. He said, your fat ass.
So we don't like this? Is that what
like it? You agree? You do.
I don't necessarily agree, but I like the energy, and I think that's what people like about it.
Bro, that shit was funny as fuck.
It's not necessarily.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard. But he said it with such utter confidence.
It's not the dumbest thing. Let me break it down. First he said,
No. There's no breaking this down.
Yes, there is. He said, I'm not giving if you a fat random nigga, no CPR for you.
No, he didn't even say. No, he
started off with that.
He said, if you a random ass nigga, and he's like, if you not a hot bitch, I'm not about to give you CPR. I'm not about to put my mouth on yours.
At that point, you're conscious. That means you're not in this for CPR. You in this to be making out with random women when they've passed out, which is weird.
Just got slob
I would
mouth.
give. No,
he probably does CPR with tongues.
That's not anything crazy.
What? Wanting to make out with passed out women is not crazy?
No. Then him saying that his friend, if you had a heart attack, get your ass up. Like,
Wow! That shit is some crazy ass shit.
You clutching your chest?
Yeah. That is some funny ass shit. You niggas is not.
What you need?
Oh my God.
You need some water?
Why are you on the floor? This nigga collapsed and started holding down.
See, the funny thing about these types of things is those are the types of people. It's just like
in distress to get this heart attack.
If he'll be the person in distress, and I just kind of want people to look down at him and be like, "Aren't you gonna help me? Get up, rub some dirt on it. Here, do this line of blow. It'll get you right."
I just think that's so fucking funny.
All right, let's go to the next one because I clearly am in the minority of this one. Like, because I just don't think that's too bad.
I just think it's
I feel like you, sir, I will let you die when I can save your life because you are not hot.
The fact that he called, he went the extra well and just called this nigga a pussy. You go a pussy ass nigga.
You're conscientiously choosing to let someone die when you can do something about it when it's right in front of you.
So. Like now I have more questions. So if you have the ability to save a life and you see it just slipping away in front of you, you should stop that. Why?
What kind of question even is that?
Don't you want to save people's lives? For nothing, just like maybe I should do something to help.
At that point,
I didn't say how I felt one way or the other. I'm just asking.
No, but the question is leading.
It's not.
Yes, it is. You sitting up here with that big ass smile on your face.
I'm just curious.
It's like
as to why
you're supposed to help someone who's dying.
No. Yeah, sure. Because you said supposed to. Before I was going to say, no, you guys make it feel like you have to, but you said supposed to, yeah. Like you're supposed to do this. So why? Yeah. Why are you supposed to?
I don't know. Somebody needs your help in front of you.
I mean, I have a big thing on like, I don't know. I have more obligations to do certain things. And then when someone's life is on the line, I feel like depending upon, this person, it's just like people like if someone wouldn't have done something like that, one of my friends could be dead right now. Like my friend had a heart attack inside the middle of a basketball court. And if a random runner wouldn't have stopped and actually helped the person, they could be dead.
That's true.
So if everyone ran around with this type of selfish mentality, I'm just going to worry about me type thing.
That's not what I said.
No. But you said you don't have to.
Yeah.
If everyone ran around with, I don't have to do this, then nobody's going to step up.
That's not true. The runner didn't have to stop, but they did.
Because I guarantee you, they're not running a cost benefit analysis inside their head. Because this comes across as very...
Not once did I say that, hey, the risk of this is too great. I didn't say that I was running a cost-benefit analysis. All I asked was,
why do I have to do something about this?
Yeah, do you have to? Why? Like, you don't have to. Good people choose to. But we see plenty of videos of people watching people that are pushed into the subway and they're just down there stuck and can't get up. And then they let them get hit by trains. You see... I
don't see videos like that.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're going there watching.
Last dude I saw, I literally saw a dude who was the guy was actually connecting the current. Dude jumped onto the actual train tracks, lifted him up, and saved the dude's life.
I'm not saying that good people don't exist. I'm just saying that clearly
it was a choice.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, because in my head, I understand not wanting to put your mouth on somebody that's just like, I get that. But am I going to sit there and do nothing? Most likely more than not. I'd feel bad if I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess because I don't want the regret, does that make me a better person than the person that decided not to do it? I don't know. But Am I supposed to help somebody? In all fairness, no.
I mean,
Choose to? Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't even understand why he's having this conversation because he's not even legally allowed to really be running around and giving CPR.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
No. Well, he's not.
Oh,
And did you get your CPR certification restarted this year?
not this year.
You can't.
I mean, then I could just watch you die.
I mean, you're legally actually, depending upon what it is, you might actually, it's weird because the way the law is set up, you might be better off because if you fuck something up, you could be held liable.
See? So, even society says that you're not supposed to save people's lives.
Unless you're certified to do so. Because, like, you shouldn't be administering certain things unless you know how to do it. Like, you can't be out here giving CPR. It's just like you out here chanting staying alive while pushing their stomach up and down. You're not doing shit.
I don't think that I should have to consistently recertify. Like, as becoming a firefighter, that was a pretty core part of, like, training and, like, hey, this needs to be, like, on point and you need to know what type of damages that you're potentially going to cause when you're slamming
You about to break some ribs.
Yeah, on people's rib cages, because that's where you're really pushing, and compressions are more important than breath. Like,
I feel
like, hey, I didn't go just take a test, but I know my shit. But if you want me to let that nigga die, I just go have to just watch it and be like, damn, man, they told me I can't even save you. You gonna sue me?
Oh, so if you can't perform CPR unless you're certified, or if something goes wrong.
Yeah, because if you do something wrong, you could be held liable by the family, or you do something wrong, but you pressed a little bit too low. You pressed too low. You broke a rib. You pressed it into their lung. They're dead now, more so because of you.
You can't save nobody's life. You literally sitting there like, damn.
Well, no,
saving you, I can fuck me
I mean,
up.
it's also because of the law is literally, because depending upon who you are, if you're dealing with the textualist, you're fucked because you did break the law. If you are looking at things with context and nuance, 9 times out of 10, they, like a person like that, wouldn't actually have any charges or anything brought against them because, like, you're obviously trying to help this person. A mistake was made, and and this person probably still would not have survived if you wouldn't have actually done anything. But
that's some crazy ass shit.
Yeah, it's an entire nuanced conversation.
All right, so I'm gonna read both of these.
Okay.
I think they're 2 separate quotes, but I think it lead to a bigger conversation. Men who live without self-control are the kind of men who cry when their girlfriends cheat on them, because she certainly does. Because she doesn't respect a little crybaby, and she's only with you because she's ugly as fuck, and she has to settle for a little soy boy pussy like you. It's 2 different ones I'm reading together. If you could choose to build yourself, should I just do one? Should I do both of them? Oh, fuck it.
I don't know.
If you could choose to build yourself from the ground up, like from a video game, just tick characteristic boxes and build yourself. Nobody would choose to be a liberal soul boy. They would choose to be a small, weak guy who has to cry when he gets upset.
I don't even understand.
So they wouldn't choose to be a liberal what?
Soy boy.
Yeah.
It's basically saying you have a bunch of estrogen and you whine about everything.
If you could choose to build yourself from the ground up, like a video
Okay,
game.
I get it now.
Okay.
You wouldn't choose to be. All right. So I think they're separate. So I guess go back to the first one.
Men who live without self-control are the kind of men who cry when their girlfriend cheats on them, because she certainly does, because she doesn't respect a little crybaby, and she's only with you because she's ugly as fuck and she has to settle for a little soy boy pussy like you. This nigga funny as fuck. This nigga hilarious. So y'all can't cry when y'all get cheated on? Nah.
Oh. I mean, he's really focused on soy boys.
I
really don't have anything.
With this one as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, if you're crying because she's cheating on you, that probably means you probably still would have stayed with her. Because you're not crying because she betrayed you. You're like upset that she cheated on you, which probably means that you are looking to like stay in this, reconcile and stay in this situation.
I mean, I don't stay with cheaters. Well, obviously based on a couple weeks ago, but it's just like, but it's, I didn't really cry when my girlfriend cheated on me. I was just kind of like, well, we done. We're finished. Finite. I'm more so angry. I'm more so angry than I am anything else.
Yeah, like for like, but I've never known any woman to have cheated on me. Like, if they have, they did a really good job, and I appreciate that. Thank y'all for protecting my little feelings and shit. So I can't really speak to it 100% because I've never really been in that situation. But I've had women leave me and go fuck with other niggas. But I respect the fuck out of that too. Because I'd rather you be like, you know what? I don't want to do this. And then you go do whatever you want to do than you being weird.
I guess I'd be a little torn because there's another quote in here about mental health where you say, real men cry and women can cry and men can cry too. There's nothing wrong with it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. Oh my God. I hate the person who does this. Life as a man is far more difficult than life as a woman is what he said in a different one. But I'll be torn because clearly somebody getting betrayed is like a hurtful thing. And I don't want to like contribute to the narrative that niggas ain't supposed to express how they feel. And I feel like, but I also don't agree with like how they trying to do it today where like they think men should be like whining and complaining like a woman.
I'm saying this. If I walk into the house and well, no, let's say I find out girlie is cheating on me. Yeah. And she come home and I'm there now crying and all of that. No. That's when you're like what he said. Now, if you handle that situation, hey, I'm not doing this no more. Yeah. Or whatever you're going to do. And then you go and handle your emotions and go through that because you're allowed to feel things. That's completely different than you being emotional and crying to her about her cheating on you.
Oh, just sobbing.
Oh, no.
She's breaking down in front of her face.
Yeah, what is we doing?
Okay.
I mean, out of sheer pride, you're not going to see the fact.
You can't have that, this level. You can't get that. Yeah, like, what are we doing?
It's just like, if I know that you cheating on me, your shit not going to be inside my house anymore. You're going to show up like, what are all these nicely boxed up things? Like, you even gave me the specific plates that I bought. Every single iota, everything that you ever purchased inside this house, going to be inside them boxes.
Okay.
And then you going to kick, and then you just going to kick rocks.
All right.
Also, I hate you.
On children. I think the most important thing anyone can do in their life is have children. When I speak to some of these feminists who are like, I don't want kids, I think you're the most miserable, stupid bitch in the world.
That's you determining what other people's value. You're weird.
Why are people so mad at him? Like, I don't necessarily always agree with everything that I'm hearing, but I also don't think that it's so offensive that he needed to be kicked off of.
I mean, that's what I was saying. I'm like, damn, wait.
It's weird that it's just like you got he got ubiquitously banned. It's just like, yo, we had a president saying wilder things than this. Yeah, like I'm like, and we sitting up here like, you can't ban him from social media. We'll give him a 6-week suspension.
I'm like, niggas say that shit all the time.
Yeah, my thing is, even if you say you disagree with his thing, it's just
like some of these things are so dumb to the point where it's just like, if you are sharing these things, I know who I actively need to remove from my life.
See, I don't even think it's dumb. I just think it's just an opinion I don't agree with. You can view the, let's say he's ultra religious. Then you can come from a creationistic perspective of life, where what we're here to do is to multiply and give honor to God.
We done multiplied damn near enough. We've out-multiplied the capacity. No, that's not according to me.
No, but I mean,
the world literally can't support.
Is that has nothing to do with what their doctrine says. So back to them being religious. So if that's their ideology, then you not choosing to do that can seem dumb as fuck.
Why are you running around judging other people? Worry about your damn self.
That's never what they do. So I don't understand why you would think that would happen now.
Oh, this is the
Everybody's
reason why I
judgy.
don't necessarily care about his opinions.
But that's
It's
why
like
I don't
your
think they're
opinions
dumb
are.
because I don't see them as less valuable than anybody else's opinion on these subjects.
I don't value a lot of people's opinions on anything.
I mean, that doesn't change that they're all pretty much equally valued.
They're equally valued as not valuable. You are literally out here casting mud on the ground.
See, no, I think you have a judgment though that you've placed on his rhetoric. Let's say
I place a judgment on most people's rhetoric because if you're describing something as rhetoric, it's probably problematic.
No, I mean, I just knew that would be the word that you'd probably use to describe it.
I wouldn't use rhetoric.
I think I touched myself with this.
I didn't.
It didn't hurt.
About it.
It was just warm.
Emilio Asif. Oh,
I
like
mean,
when you start using certain vernacular, is just kind of like.
But you identify as a feminist, don't you?
I mean, I guess.
I don't know what that means. Yay or nay, bro?
I mean, do I think everybody should be treated equal? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is technically what the definition of a feminist is.
Oh, okay. So do you consider yourself a feminist or no?
I mean, by definition, yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's a feminist.
Oh, so that's why you mad.
He's like an in
No,
between.
not particularly. I don't necessarily.
I'm joking.
Charles is in between the definition of a feminist and a new age feminist. He's a lot more liberal and he'll call it logic and what should happen, but it's a moralistic perspective of things, which is really a liberal perspective. It's where they come from. It's like, these are the right things to do. That's morality based.
I suppose.
I mean, I'm not saying that this.
You're not attributing right or wrong to it. I understand you're not necessarily saying judgment. I don't necessarily like the fundamental definition of a liberal is that we are ad nauseum. We are for more guarantees from the federal government and the federal government establishing more rules and so on and so forth. For a conservative is for smaller government. My problem more so is that conservatives currently aren't really for less government. Like, they're not. They're for more government just governing the things that they care about, like a la abortion and stuff like that.
Well, I disagree with that. They don't want big government governing anything. They want it left to local government. So they removed big government from governing abortion and now have put it back in the hands of each individual state, which is right in line with a small government ideology.
I don't necessarily think that. I mean, conservatives say they want less government ad nauseum. So making laws that tell people what they can or cannot do seems to run counterproductive to their entire line.
Does the mic run good if you don't talk into it? I don't know how this one works. If you should,
yeah, I mean, it's still picking up on me.
Am I in the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna use that one and see because I feel like you should be talking. I'm gonna listen back because I feel like you should talk into it.
Probably should be talking closer to it, but my voice is also lower, and also this is all smaller than it normally is. How's that look better?
No, I just didn't care about that. I cared because I was like, it's probably obviously picking him up, but what I want to know is, does it sound like he's like picking up from the side, or
am I far away?
Yeah,
am
like
I close?
how is it? Yeah,
okay.
Like how does that sound? Because
I
don't know if it picks up like how these ones do.
No. This is cardioid mic, so it is definitely more to the top. Originally, I was going to get hypercardioid, so that means they would actually pick up on less stuff. But I'm not going to go to a technical conversation inside the middle of the podcast. You almost sent me down a whole tangent.
What's the next quote, Ash? Just before we get
you almost fucked up.
I like this one. This wasn't about money. There's an elite club that you're not in, and none of them people are arguing about the dumb shit you're arguing about. So you could say racism, intersexuality, whatever. So if you're looking at this race thing, you feel like going on the street and marching. You need to drop that crap and get your money up and transcend.
Implying money is the thing that's going to cause you to transcend is power causes you to transcend. A lot of people apply power to money, but it's not really.
I agree with
like money does not necessarily get you anything. It's like it could get you into certain rooms, but it's not going to get you in.
I disagree with.
No?
It's not going to get you in the rooms that you really want to be in.
But it will get you to mind your own business, won't it? Instead of worrying about things that really just be kind of frivolous. And they don't never really move you forward. So
I don't think so. Because I think that the people that are in the most disadvantageous positions don't have time to worry about marching. So they don't. But their money still ain't up. They working hard as fuck.
You're saying the people that march are a little bit more...
Yeah. They're more up because they have the ability to do this. Mm-hmm. Fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, most people don't have the capacity to just randomly take off a day and then just go around.
Yeah, hey, no, I'm going to be gone for a week and I'm going to go do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to just march down the street because I can afford to miss time at work.
Yeah, when you think about the luxury, it's like the sheer luxury of just being able to sit down, me being able to go and be like, I'm taking a week off from work. Bye.
Jordan Peterson actually brought up, he was on a guest with somebody and he was talking about how the people that keep telling us that race is an issue and defund the police are actually more privileged people trying to tell these other people how to live their lives.
Oh, yeah.
And I always thought that was very interesting. I'm like,
well,
who else is lobbying for this except for niggas in colleges, young college students who think like, I guess maybe is it a matter of guilt that they have this money that they should be imposing?
No.
You know, these
like ideals on?
Yeah, on people who, you know what I'm saying? Like if you live in the hood.
Oh, if you live in the hood, the police aren't doing that great of a job anyway.
I would say that I don't think it's guilt.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what you have is, and what people who I guess haven't had the college experience don't recognize is, when you go through life, if you don't like discover yourself, like that's kind of typical for like people who go to work right out of high school. Like they just kind of fall into a set routine, watch shit. But there are other people who do that and then still like reach a point of like seeing the world for like what's going on. College, for all its good and bad, does a lot of smacking you in the face with reality of like everything that's happening, and then also dealing with very different opinions and ideals, especially if you go to the bigger colleges where you have lots of people coming in from different states and different countries, even where the way that they view things is completely different from where you view things. So you get charged up and energized because everybody else is just passionate, and so
it's a super collider.
All choose like one passion to follow. That's where it goes. So I don't think that it's guilt necessarily, more of their first taste of what life's like struggles are, and them what life is in a real sense of like its tragedy and negativity, and them moving from childhood to adulthood and rallying against that. Because if you notice, by the time they're around 30, they stop marching and start having kids and start being middle class, stay-at-home moms or soccer moms and doing that. Mm-hmm. And they're no longer really fully entrenched in that. They still hold those ideologies, but they're not entrenched in doing the marching and things like that because
they no longer the same way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's quintessentially just the maturation of like they're loud about it, but it's like the college students are just loud about it. But a lot more people probably hold those ideologies because a lot of people end up going to college or doing things like that. Not saying you can't come out of college a conservative, but 9 out of like, and also depending upon where you go to, that's really different.
I just think college opens your mind up to just different ideology. You can become conservative and be like, I disagree with a lot of this, or I want to take some of this in, or even I want to take some of this in and still be conservative and be like, I like these ideals, but I still believe that this are also like fundamental. Yeah. So
like you could go to college and you could come out a true conservative and say that you really shouldn't be telling people what they should be doing ad nauseum. It's just like, oh, well, I mean, we don't really have the right to be making laws about what anybody should be doing with any of their bodies. So fuck it. But it's just kind of the way that people, I mean, it's just kind of the way people look at it. As a person who's gone to college, I think it forces you to deal with a lot of stuff because you deal with people from every single walk of life. Poor black, poor white, rich black, rich white, people from every single different culture. It forces you to see like the reason why I know a lot of things about a lot of different cultures is just like we look at ourselves like we're the only people with some of these opinions, where a shit ton of people have a lot of the same opinions as a lot of the people that we don't like here. Like China is pretty authoritarian, North Korea, a lot of us fetishize a lot of these Asian countries. They're super racist too. It's just like racism just isn't a here problem. It's a pretty ubiquitous problem everywhere. Colorism just doesn't exist here. It exists inside of other cultures and other things. It's just, it gets you out of this. This is just the us problem, and as opposed to this is like kind of a worldwide thing that we all need to deal with, and we should kind of be handling ourselves as opposed to reaching out and dealing with other people's shit.
I don't think racism is like, we should all just get along. No, if you don't like me, you don't like me. I'm not gonna. You should stop it now. I don't care.
Well, what you're saying is if they don't like you, they don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
That's different from disliking.
Color.
Yeah, just dislike.
It's goofy and it's stupid in and of itself. So me fighting it is me expelling energy that I just don't give a fuck about. Like, it's funny. Like, just walk away. And if you can't walk away and there's danger afoot,
catch these fisticuffs and then I'm walking away. But
no, I'm not fighting you. It's just dumb. This is dumb.
If you will put your hands on me because of the color of my skin, you are going to get put down.
But most likely that won't happen.
Unilaterally.
I guess I feel like. How did I feel? What were we talking about?
We can go to the next
No,
one.
I'll take up repeat this because I definitely had a feeling, but y'all just kept talking.
The whole
It made me
thing?
lose it. No, but yeah, just
You had a feeling.
Okay.
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
Charles interrupted. I just like, and then my thought left my head.
Who's there? Okay. There's an elite club that you're not in, and none of them are arguing about the dumb shit you're arguing about. So if you're looking at the race thing, you feel like going on the street and marching, you need to drop that crap, get your money up, and transcend.
Oh, no. I know what that was about. I have a feeling that it's not even a feeling. I feel like or the way that I view things is racism is only an American problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a heavy emphasis on colorism here. Like,
Well, I
if
guess
they consider you black, that's because then that's not your race. But if you're Hispanic looking, they aren't really tripping on how dark you are. Now, they don't like Hispanics, but Asians want you to be as light as possible. They don't care if you're yellow Asian.
Yep, if you're from Thailand or
like colorism here isn't the main like fetish. It's definitely racism, but abroad it's definitely colorism.
Yeah, pretty much unilaterally.
But I think that creates this weird dynamic where people are like, "Oh, well, we understand." No, I think we have different struggles.
Right.
They're shitty and they're similar, but they're different, and that's cool. But yeah, no.
Colors.
All of us are colors. I'm orange sometimes.
What?
I got the blonde hair.
I'm getting there.
There's no more Hennessy. I'm very disappointed.
Y'all drink it all.
Oh, shit. God damn you.
God damn you.
Okay, this is one of the largest things that hold people back from wealth is the people around them. If we get 20 people, 20 fully grown men in the room, even If all 20 are working normal jobs, but they pool their spare income, you would be rich. The problem is finding 20 people you can trust.
Yes.
Is he wealthy?
He's right.
Yeah, he really wealthy.
He's correct.
He ain't married though, but he does have a lot of money.
Like an inexhaustible source of money that can make it last through multiple generations? Or is he just rich? That's the thing is, I don't know. A lot of these self-help people say they're wealthy and then they end up broke inside of a few years.
I don't know his background,
so when a lot of people talk about wealth, it's just like, yeah, if you put 20 people together, I mean, yeah, if you put 20 people together and they can take all their spare and they can remove their spare income and they can make investments together. Yeah, you have more buying power. So that means you're actually going to, if you all are put a concerted effort into it, yeah, you're good. But I mean, yes, objectively, he is correct because who even has 20 friends? Like 20 actual friends. Most people don't.
I mean, but if you had 20 people that you felt like were like-minded, had this similar ideology, and y'all could realistically reach a goal together.
Doesn't mean I trust them.
I mean, but that's what I mean by like-minded. You feel like you could reach a goal, then you would feel like, all right, then we probably can pool our money and do this together. And you feel confident in that. I think that's what he's more speaking to than necessarily like people that you consider like, oh, this is someone that I'm really cool with and have a wonderful like interpersonal relationship.
I'm not even talking about. I can actually trust them to do what they said they're going to do.
I know, but that's what he's saying.
I don't know 20 people who I trust. I can do this. That's what he's
saying. It's the problem.
Yeah, the problem is finding 20 people you can trust.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But if that's just like, yes, it's a statement.
I don't know why you feel like you're so against this. But
I'm not necessarily against it. I don't know. It just sounds like hot air. Because it's like, yeah, no one knows 20 people who they can actually trust to do these things. So
I also don't think that's true. I don't think no one knows 20 people. I think that's incorrect. Like, I'm actively working on trying to develop a broader network of people that I can depend on and can count on me as a resource, and I can count on them as a resource. That's like an actual goal of mine. So I don't think that it's correct that not everybody has 20 people. I think that it takes work to develop that, but I think that that's something that if you are trying to reach another level, it's probably something that you should work on, is building a network of people that, hey, because if you have an accountant, then you are trusting them with your money. If you have a financial advisor, you're trusting them with your money. If you have someone who stewards any part of your business acumen, you're trusting them with your money.
To a capacity.
Same thing with, so those are part of the 20. Like, you need to have a level of trust. So I feel like that.
I mean, for a lot of these things, I'm gonna be a part of the decision-making process and things of that nature. So trusting them to execute on the minutia is different from the.
But how much do you know about accounting?
Numbers need to add up, and I need to know where all my money is going and where it's all coming from, and so on and so forth. So,
but if you have a large amount of money coming in, and they're doing the accounting for it, and at the end the book looks right, what are you going to say if you go through it and it looks correct? How are you going to be able to tell that it's a cookbook?
Because I should still know how much money is coming in from where. I should be able to, like, there's like, if I have all this money coming in, I should still know where my money is coming from. I should know how much I'm coming in and know how much is generally going out. Like, I understand taxes and all this other stuff, but I should know flat, hey, what's my gross? What's my expenses? And if I'm expensing things, I should generally know how much I'm spending. So if my expenses don't match up, what it seems like I'm spending doesn't match up with what I'm actually spending, something's funky. Like, this is fairly simple things, and it's just like,
no, because let's say you expense something,
okay,
and you have a whole litany of expenses for the year. They are the ones that do your all your accounting. They expense more with the person that does your taxes, and then give you the sum that you're expecting to get back and account for that in accounting, and then keep the extra. The book has still been cooked, but everything looks correct to you. This is what they
Where's
do.
my tax filing? And where's the number that I paid? I should know that too.
Those are easily fakeable. If you're going to steal from people, you start faking.
I mean, at that point, yeah, you're going through all these steps and like they could be faked, but I should have access to my taxes. Like I can sign into my tax stuff right now. I should still have all my tax logins. I should be able to. I can call up the government and say how much I paid. Like I can get this information.
So you're saying that every year that's what you would do. You would just consistently check.
I mean, you actually, a lot of people pay taxes quarterly.
You don't.
So I might not check every single time I pay, but I'm going to do random checks. Yes. Because I got to keep people honest. Like there's all these horror stories about accountants and people screwing people over. So no, just because I have a lot of money doesn't mean I'm going to be a bad steward of it.
I didn't say you're going to be a bad steward. I just said that.
I think not knowing where my money is going is being a bad steward.
People tricking you and hiding things isn't necessarily you being a bad steward.
I know where my money is going. I know how much I need to pay in taxes. I know what my expenses look like. There are tools to keep track of these things.
I feel like you envision the life you are talking about doesn't require an accountant.
What are you talking about?
Just what I said.
Understanding my income stream and understanding my outgoing stream.
That's nice, but generally, what your accountant is doing is understanding you as a business income stream and outgoing stream and all the revenue sources and all the tax filings and things like that and all the numbers there.
Yeah. I mean, their job is to get you breaks and things of stuff like that. I know. My father has an accountant. I deal with accountants currently.
What I'm saying is your father deals with an accountant that he trusts.
Yeah, it's his childhood friend. Known him for all of his life.
So someone like he's talking about.
But how many people have accountants that they've had known their entire lives?
How many people reach the level of wealthy? And that's the difference.
So you're saying it's sheer dumb luck?
No, it's.
I mean, you're saying you have to have the level of trust that my father's had. So know someone for 40 years.
No,
most people don't have.
I didn't say you had to have the level of trust that your father had. I said you had to trust your accountant. I didn't say your trust had to be built on this 40-year friendship. I said you need to trust your accountant. That's what I said.
And I'm saying you just can't trust random people with shit. So until this person has a track record of doing things correctly, I'm still going to do spot checks. I'm still going to do spot checks with them when they appear to do things correctly. Because you never know when you're getting screwed until it's too late. So it's your responsibility to do a certain degree of due diligence. And yeah, if they slipped it past you, they slipped it past you. But they're not going to slip it past me just because I wasn't looking.
I'm torn between this statement because you could be surrounded by 500 rich fucking people. If you don't, I feel like as I'm learning how to network, my intentions is not to be like, I need to be around rich people, if that makes sense. Like, my goal was like, dang, I wish I had more entrepreneur women around me. And I have more now, but it's based off of our common interests and everything. So when I did ask for an accountant, they were like, oh yeah, I'll give you the number. But that wasn't on I need to know this person just because I'm trying to expand my network or anything like that. Because even if you did do it and you was in this room with 500 wealthy people, what questions did you ask? And then even if you ask the questions, are you able to, because I still ain't count this accounting yet, are you able to utilize that shit for real, and take it to the next level? And that is what I feel like is the truest problem. Because even if you did have your own business, like I said, obviously I need an accountant, so I have a resource for that. It's still my responsibility to follow through on those things. And we already know a whole bunch of rich, dumb people. I mean, we don't know them, but there are a whole bunch of rich, dumb people. So that's why I understand what you're trying to say. And for me, building my network ain't succinctly on just like, I'm doing this from a place of like, power. I need to know this. Yeah, I need to know this. So then one day, ha, 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 like it don't come from that. I'm really glad that the women I got to know, we actually really get along and we bond. And if we wanted to go chill and hang out, I'm sure I've done that with the women that I've encountered for, and we had pretty deep conversations. But that's just a woman perspective. I haven't really gotten into knowing men.
I would rather have 5 people I trust and then them have 5 people that they can trust.
Yeah.
I feel like if I can, like, I need 5 people around me who I can trust their judgment. And in that, they make good choices about the people who they surround them well.
And that really do take time, even if they was wealthy. Like you said, it is hard to find trusting people and seeing how their actions go and seeing just exactly how they move to even see if I would like to continue this relationship on in that way. But like I said, as someone that's not redefining how I network, but wouldn't it be better if it didn't feel like I was talking to this one guy, he was in New York, I think he was in tech, and he's like, yeah, I go to network meetings all the time. I forget where he went, but he's like, this one was different because it was supposed to be like, oh, we're networking, but it didn't feel that way because it wasn't listed as this is a networking event. It just so happened that I think he was a software engineer. We were all in this one place and we have a lot in common. So I met a lot of decent people that I like to get to know better. I think that'd be way better than just being like, this is a networking event. Network. Or just go out and find 20 people right now. That's not my style personally. I wouldn't want to do that because that's just, for me, it feels better when it's organic, when somebody really wants to break bread with you and be like, damn, I really fuck with you, we vibing. Here's some things that I know. Oh, you need help with this? Like now it don't feel like, haha, bitch, got you. Like it don't feel like that.
It's a group of people who are all using their skill sets to forward one another as opposed to,
yeah. And
this is a very transactional thing.
And even then, like I said, what are you willing to do with that information to build your own business for real? Because I understand that you need people to help you with anything in life. But at the end of the day, a lot of it is just really on your shoulders and responsibility and how you choose to move forward and build what you came here to build. So he could be surrounded by 20 motherfuckers, but at the end of the day, that was still on Tate's shoulders to kind of move forward and either ask for the help and then act upon the help. So I don't know. I'd be torn. I agree and disagree, I guess, between those.
Okay.
What do we got next?
Let's go argue. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Let's see. I go out and fuck and I come back to her and I don't care about the other girl and I only love my girl. That's not cheating. That's exercise.
Cardio.
It's cardio. Oh, bitch, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, man. I sweated. I'm sure.
Whatever you want to do to jump through more hoops.
All I know is they threatened to take Iverson's job because he didn't practice. And now y'all want to take my job because I do practice.
Why are you out here? I'm done.
This is an episode.
Oh, you don't agree with that, Charles?
Bye.
All right, well, this has been an episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am Tony Melbourne. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the heart, share, comment, and send Charles all the love because he needs it.
I'm just done. Bye.
Au revoir.
Wiedersehen.
I don't know why he's done.